Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Michelle Bryant. You are listening to Say Something Real here at WNOV 860 AM, 106.5 FM. And yeah, it's December 23rd. It is crunch time. So I'm not gonna add to the pressure, but I'm gonna add to the pressure. Let me say good morning to my colleagues, the bros in the studio. What up, Debo? How you doing this morning, sir?
I'm blessed.
What? I love it. Clean, short, simple, to the point. Oh my goodness. I knew today was gonna be a good day. I could just feel it. I could feel it. Hey Carvey, how you doing?
Hey, Michelle.
You all right today?
Yeah,
You done with your shopping?
I ain't been shopping.
Oh my God. Do you have to go shopping?
Nah,
You said nah?
cause ain't nobody getting nothing.
not even your little brothers and sisters?
Nobody.
I didn't know I was in the studio with Grinch today. What's wrong with you, boy? What? I do said it with the quickness. Carvey, are you kidding?
I was just joking.
I know you joking. You one of the most generous people I know. Ain't nobody getting nothing. Well, I'm gonna just tell you, Debo only saying one word. I feel like God has shined on me. He's been good.
You wouldn't let that do you, would
to me.
You wouldn't let that do you, would you? I was trying to make it a great day for you. And there you go.
Smiled on me. He's been good
to me.
I just want to thank you, Jesus. I just want to thank you. One word from Debo. Wait, somebody else said thank you too, to Ike.
No, they didn't. They didn't. You ain't even read the text yet. You just assuming.
So, what'd you say?
You assuming that's what they were saying.
Oh, that's what they said. Good morning, Shelby. What's happening, sis? Somebody said we were in Walmart yesterday, and I am so glad we got what we were looking for. Hang on. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What we were looking for and was out of there. I know that's right. Like I said, no pressure. Bless you if that was a sneeze. No pressure. But yeah, it's getting rough out here. We did our grocery order online. And so while I was finishing the last couple of trees yesterday, groceries just appeared at the door. I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. They just appeared at the door. All we had to do was put them away. So no fighting. So Shelby, you need to start ordering some of your stuff. Now there are some things I have to go to the store because I have to, pick it out myself. A couple of cuts of meat that I can't let the pickers pick for me. But all that stuff I didn't need to buy, that I didn't, the stuff that I could let somebody else pick up, I did that. So if you are not using the home delivery for some of these stores, Walmart, trying to think of the others, to Sam's, Sam's, I got to go pick it up, but I just open my trunk, they drop it in. But if you're not using these delivery services, y'all, an amazing way to cut down on time, because the thought of going to the store, getting all that stuff, and it was like, baskets full of stuff, getting all that stuff, and then waiting in them crazy lines, cars that so to be able to just hear the doorbell ring while I was still putting some ornaments on, and like, what? The lady was so wonderful that delivered everything. So yes, that got done. So a couple of things. Number one, on Friday on the midweek flow, the entire show was spent having folks call in. I had talked about an impromptu contest where folks could win prizes of $100, $50, or $25 if they were willing to sing. Initially, I said a holiday song, but then it became whatever song you want to sing. And you could do spoken word, you could play an instrument, you could do whatever you wanted to. And so the entire show filled with people, children. It was intergenerational. We had people across the board that were calling in. I'm going to just tell y'all, regular listeners to the morning show, if y'all didn't hear the afternoon show and missed hearing Christopher, who calls the show Nation of Islam, Christopher, sing, oh my God, you missed a treat. He blew us away in the station. And so, again, want to congratulate Regina, who did Anita Baker. She was the $100 winner. Christopher won $50. And Thyron, how do I say his name? I want to make sure I say his name right. It was I think it was Tyron. He won. He was one of the children. He won $25. But we had churches checking in and singing. So I was cracking up because I thought, we was about to have battle of the church choirs, and people were just representing. And I'm kidding you not. It was absolutely amazing. Let me see. Sam's Club. Hold on. Sam Clubs. It was the Devil's Sanctuary. I'm ready to tell my story on Lifetime. Shut up. Like 3 people just texted me about Sam's Club. Yeah. Hold on. What was going on? And kudos to Debo, because we ain't do nothing but go pull that smoked turkey out the freezer and set that joint out and get ready to thaw it out. Somebody said, "Good morning, Sam's Club. Scan and go right out the door. No waiting in line." Okay, that was a good one. But Chandra said, it's Sam's Club. It was the Devil's Sanctuary. I'm ready to tell my story on Lifetime. Girl, you was crazy. Oh my God. So, yes. And I'm trying to see, because I had my name. Jermaine had his. Oh, okay. So we had Greater Mount Sinai. Eric checked in with Ain't No Stopping Us. We had, and it was Tyron that sung the Grinch. We had Mount Pilgrim Church that checked in, and it was another church, Devo.
Somebody rock or something.
Yep, I can't remember. Zion Hill, was it Union Hill? Union Hill. That was Kyla from Union Hill. So I wanted to let you all know that again, if you were one of the winners, you can pick up your money at the station anytime after noon today. That's 12 p.m. But State Representative Lakeisha Myers' mom was listening to the show, and she said, now that was really good. And she said all those children were great. I said, yes, they were. It was difficult. So she said, yeah, let's give all them kids, $25. So I just want to know and let them know, if you're listening, if your mom, dads are listening, I will be reaching out today. I have the phone numbers, I think, for everybody. But we will be calling Kyla from Union Hill, and we will be calling Travis's mom. Travis did mitten and gloves. I already reached out to Zamir. I'm sorry. I always said the baby's name wrong. Hold on. Who else was it? I have four young people.
You didn't call my name because I sang too.
What'd you say?
The Nutcracker.
What did you sing?
The Nutcracker.
What? Okay, back. Look, y'all killing me with Sam's Club. Somebody said, "Baby, listen. I use Scan and Go, and it is a lifesaver. Okay. And then, of course, Big Baller Dion, she checks in. She said, I have the black card from Sam's. One of the benefits, you can be there at 8 a.m. And I was there at 7:55 on Saturday and went on to work after. So I have the black card.
Mhm. Wow.
Because I got the all access. It's like almost like a business
Mhm.
thing or whatever. Dion said, stop playing with me. I get in and I get out. So thank you to Miss Gertha Myers. And Keisha's mom ain't nothing but a big softie anyway. She's a former educator. Both her parents are. And yes, she's just a big softie. So she was like, yeah, let's make sure all them kids get some. I was like, okay, we're gonna make sure they all get something. My man checking in down in Racine. What up, Yusef? He says, scan and go. How come every time I scan, I gotta go to the self-checkout? You supposed to be able to pay on your phone and then head to the door. 7 times in a row, I had to go. I had to head to the can't say that word. Head to the Blake self checkout, and the lines was backed up. Sorry, Yusuf. Sorry, it's not working out for you down in Racine. Come shop in Milwaukee. We apologize. We apologize. Uh, so that
Do they have a Samsung Racine?
I guess I don't know. I would think so. You don't think so?
I,
Racine
I,
is
I don't
fairly
know. I don't
big.
know. I don't know.
Come on, G-Bot. I mean,
I don't think Racine has one. I could be wrong, but
that's crazy. You don't think so? All right. And Mother Gilchrist, if you listening, I did call you to bring the ham and the certificate by. I left a message on your voicemail with my phone number. I came by the house. Uh, I will come by again this morning as soon as I get off the radio to see if I can get everything dropped off to you. And want to thank Sister Herrera for providing that ham. And thank you to Teresa Beeman, who also came up and said, look, got a few dollars. I want you, give something extra to Miss Gilchrist and then the other winners, So just so you know, we will be taking care of everything I've been asked to do. Let me just say this too. I was over when I went to go pick up the ham from Sister Herrera. I went over to the Atkinson Street Library right across the street here from the radio station. And he said in Kenosha. That's where the Sam's Club is. Um, Went over to the library to pick up the ham. And so, anybody that know Sister Herrera, you can't just in and out. You gotta sit
no
down.
way, Queen. No way, Queen.
You gotta sit down. You gotta catch up. You gotta get some activism.
You're gonna get some of that.
You're gonna get some black facts. you know, you just can't get in and get out. And so I just settled down because I knew, Judge Taylor ended up dropping up at the library. So, just got to catch up. But one of the things that was cool, and this happened, I know the people at the library were sick of me because the library closed at 6 o'clock. So I done talked for 35 minutes with Sister Herrera. So now finally turn around and get ready. I was like, Sister Herrera, come on, they turn. He's like, oh, we gotta go. Yeah. Wow. So I see books on this cart just sitting right behind us. And then I forgot that the library does books for sale. And so you can usually go to any library and they have a cart with books that they have pulled out of circulation that are now available for sale. And then I used to always go, and I haven't done that in a long time, the big sale down at Central Library. And I think back in the day, man, it might have been a nickel to $2. It was something crazy. In which you could just go buy books. So I have so many books. If you come in my house, you'll swear I have robbed the library. But as I walked past the library, as I walked past the cart, I saw this beautiful book called When's My Birthday? Um, and there's this pretty little African American girl on here, a black child on here, with this huge puff of hair and her birthday hat. And so I bought it, opened it up. The illustrations are gorgeous. And I was like, oh, I want that for Atlas. Then Judge Taylor, she comes over. She starts looking through books and she sees one called I Just Like You. And this is animals and giraffes and, just all the kind of stuff that Atlas loves. And so I ended up getting him two books from the library for $1.
Wow.
They were two for $1. I'm just saying, if you have not done this before or you forgot that this is something that's offered, and I just think about it again, particularly as people are getting ready for Kwanzaa and doing different gifts, even for Christmas, that it might be worthwhile to stroll over to your neighborhood library. Atkinson Park is a great place to start. The Atkinson Library is a great place to start and check out their books rack that is for books for sale and see if there's anything on there that someone or you yourself may like. I am ecstatic that I found these books. One that in particular is um, ethnically appropriate for my grandson. I'm over the top excited. So I just wanted to put that out there as a quick reminder that these are great opportunities. And when money is tight, or you just thrifty, you just like saving money, this is a good thing to remember that you can do. Let me take a quick break. When we get back, got to get to some of the news of the day. Uh, um, no pressure. It's December 23rd. No pressure. I'll be right back.
The holidays, and holiday trips, and holiday toys, and holiday bonding. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Find your red tag. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $3,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevrolet. Together.
The passing of a loved one is emotional enough without adding the stress of funeral arrangements. By pre-planning, you receive the desires of your heart while taking away the burden from your family. It also saves you money, providing the dignity and respect your memory deserves. And there are times when life ends unexpectedly. Please know that the New Pitts Mortuary is here to lend a helping, caring hand anytime, day or night. We are
And Judge Taylor, if you listening, check your phone, check your messages, because I just had to check you in my response to your little slick comment. I won't tell everybody else, but everybody, I just want y'all to know I just checked Judge Taylor. Just, because how often do you get to say, I checked the judge? I just checked Judge Taylor and, had to remind her this is why I was your chief of staff. Because, cover them details. So, anyway, let me move on. We got a caller on the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
I'd like to say good morning to WNOV and the whole crew. Happy Kwanzaa.
What's happening? Happy Kwanzaa.
It's Ray Backus and the brothers and the sisters that was struggling trying to get gifts for the kids. It's all good because God is with you. I say Merry Christmas to Devo. All the brothers and sisters, the whole WNOV staff. Hey, this is Ray Backus and I'm
my man, Mr. Mack. Thank you, Ray Mackish. You know what? See, let me just say this. This is why I don't like black people. This is exactly why I don't mess with black people. So, of course, Jeanette Herrera is listening. Sister Herrera. She's going to text me. Queen, Negro. I was talking about the King Fest celebration that I asked you to help and read the above text and encourage the people to support the library. That's what I was talking about.
When y'all was at the library till 7:30?
I'm just saying, like,
because after you told the part about they closed at and it was 6 something and they were turning out lights, you proceeded to say that then you decided to buy books. Exactly. So I know they had to stay late.
So they had to let us out. So I'm like, so she's trying to make it sound like she was just chit chatting, that it was strictly business. Jeanette go, oh my God. And then Lena, I ain't even gonna call her Judge Taylor. Lena,
that was Lena this morning with her comment.
Yeah, Lena.
That was Lena.
So she must have just stepped out the shower. In getting ready for court, she gonna say, excuse me, with 3 exclamation points. I found one of those books. Talking about the books for Atlas. I was like, see, this is why I was your chief of staff right here. Because you had tried to clown somebody and didn't even have all the information. That's why people make sure you have everything you need.
Yeah, she couldn't have been listening attentively.
I could not have been.
Which judges should do, by the way.
Wouldn't you think so? Wouldn't you think? I wasn't going to put her out there. But now her and Jeanette coming for me this morning.
Clearly heard you say, then Judge Taylor came over and found a book.
Didn't I say that?
I clearly heard
Did not say that.
And I nothing, Judge.
This is why I don't mess with black people.
But she did give you your props on that.
Did I not do that?
You missed it, Judge. Your Honor.
Nah, she Lena today. Damn that. She Lena up here trying to check somebody. Then she's sitting back laughing emojis. Get on my whole nerves.
I sure hope I don't never have to go in front of her though. She might remember this day. Huh, Debo, that's you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, player.
I heard Lena be giving homework at court.
Wow.
People be getting assignments.
Hey.
It
beats time.
You said, what you gonna do with your life if I'll send you, give you this fine or whatever? You gonna turn your life around? Well, what does that mean? Well, I want to be a carpenter. Let me call David Polk right now and get you hooked up to an apprenticeship program on the spot. Like, I heard she was like putting resource tables outside her courtroom. So you got in trouble. What you say you needed? That's why you messed up. Going right outside. We got some people that can talk to you. I was like, Don't want to have to go.
That's remarkable, though.
I mean, it's actually pretty slick.
Yeah.
That.
How do the others feel about it? I'm sure they don't appreciate it worth a damn.
Look, anybody that know Lena Taylor,
she gonna make waves.
She gonna show up and show out.
Yep, she gonna make some waves.
She gonna do it way bigger than it was supposed to be done. And what you say, she gonna make waves.
Oh yeah.
What's bigger than a wave? let me look it up. Let me see. Is there something bigger than a wave?
Yeah.
What
is that storm that come in? That big one
bigger than a wave. Let me see. A swell. A swell is generally considered bigger than a wave, and it refers to a series of larger, longer waves that travel across the ocean.
somebody got something bigger than that for you because they pinging you.
Let me see. A cyclone. They said a
I knew it.
cyclone.
Yeah. That would define. I think I told this story one time on there. I went to visit my son. He was in Ryoc, and Senator at the time, Senator Taylor was there speaking, and somehow or another, she got word that I was at the door, and I was able to gain it because I didn't have my ID with me. I'm moving fast, trying to get there. It was a graduation ceremony, and she was there speaking, and she, using her authority, I was able to attend.
Really?
Oh yeah. So. Her and I go way back.
So you went all the way to the graduation and didn't have what you needed to get in the door?
It was my first time going, actually. I didn't know what the facility looked like. I was like, damn, this is a prison. Ryoc. I'm like, wow, it's supposed to Racine Youthful Offenders Center or something like that. But it got walls, look like wall pond up there. Wire all across the top. I was just like, wow.
Yeah, it's a type of correctional situation.
He's a different guy now. I can tell you that. They have a way of making you understand.
I love that though. I know. I remember. I mean, she just was good for that. I remember when Trayvon. I mean, not Trayvon. What was the baby's names? That were found over here in the water.
Oh,
Quadravion.
Yeah.
And let me think of the baby's name. But I remember that day was chaotic. That night was chaotic, and it was the same night that the Frank Jude verdict was coming in. Hang on, because I don't want to not mention the other baby. Quadravion Henning. Is it Purvis? Purvis Parker. Yeah, Quadravion. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. That was like 18 years ago.
Wow.
That was 2006. But Quadravion Henning, who was 12 at the time, and Purvis. And I always loved that Purvis's middle name was Virginia.
That's my mom's first name.
But this is a boy. So to have a middle name be Virginia, I always thought that was interesting. But Purvis Parker. And so the same, and that's when she was running for county exec. She was sick as a dog. And she had called me and she said, they have found the babies. So she was going to try to go, but then the Frank Jude verdict was coming in. And so she was like, you go there, I'm going to go to the courthouse. Like, okay. And Mike McGee Jr., they was talking about how David Clark wasn't trying to let them in. He was being real janky about who could come in the courtroom when the verdict was getting ready to be read. And so Lena went down there and, they got in.
Yeah, I can imagine. And that's crazy that the elected officials.
Yeah. Like served. Mike McGee shouldn't have had no problems getting in, but David Clark just was being David Clark.
And David.
Yep. And but I know that when they got done, Lena them and McGee them, they was all in there. So she has always, working in her office, the mantra was, no is not an option. No is not an option. And if Debo's telling you no, who supervises Debo? I mean, like she just, you understood that. And the one thing I'll just say real quickly before I move on is the number of people who left the office who talked about how it changed the way they do business, they present themselves, the way they engage at work, and how much more effective it's made them when you understand. Like you just knew if you worked in our office, if Lena asked you to do something, you couldn't come back and say, it's not possible. You just couldn't. And if you had to say that, you better had to have another option. It just to say we're not gonna do nothing. Not doing nothing was never an option. And and I loved it because everybody understood it. And it just made life easier. But because you ain't want to be bothered with her. You ain't want to hear her mouth. You ain't want to deal with it.
You ain't want to be bothered with
I'm just saying. You ain't want to hear that. You ain't want to hear that.
I was at a phone store one time. This was years ago. And I picked up on this line this white guy used. He was talking to the clerk, and he was like, well, yeah, and I need you to do this and do that. He says, no, we can't do that. It's against our policy. We don't do it. He says, hey, look, work U.S. Cellular magic here. And make this happen for me.
There you go.
they made it happen for them.
Yeah.
Come on, work your magic.
I mean, because if you push people, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but if you have expectations, if you require people to just think beyond the initial, they usually can come to some type of resolution for a situation. And that was just, and that's the thing that's going to be so drastically missed, with her having transitioned to this new position, in terms of being a judge, because you just understood, like, man, no, hell, you can't.
Somebody got to be advocating.
Yeah, you can't tell. You can't tell this office
fighting the fight like it's a personal fight.
And the staff acted like her because, again, they didn't want to be bothered. Like, nah, let me just handle this.
Do I need to get involved? Do I need to do it myself?
And that was the whole thing. Like, you don't want her. And we would actually tell people sometimes, like, look, you can deal with me on this, or you can deal with her. People, hurry up. Okay. What you say you need? What you say? This needs to happen in 24 hours. Well, let's make that happen, Michelle. Like, hey, you can deal with us, or you can deal with her. All right. So let me do this real quick. I've been, gently, but aggravatingly saying December 23rd. I hope that all goes well for folks who have said, Michelle, all that running around, you do it with your groceries. I did it with gifts. I've ordered from, Amazon and different retail outlets, and I'm just waiting on my packages to arrive at the door. Well, there is a bit of a hiccup, although we're being told that folks should still get everything that they're supposed to. But by now, many of you have already heard that Amazon and Starbucks employees are on strike. They went on strike on Friday. The International Brotherhood of Teamsters said that this is going to be the largest strike that has ever been had against Amazon in U.S. history. That's what was said last week. That, we going hard. They said that the company had refused to bargain with employees in time to meet the deadline of December 15th. On last Friday, Starbucks Workers United, they kicked off their strike, which is expected to run through Christmas Eve. Theirs revolves around unfinished contract negotiations. The union says Starbucks promised employees that there would be an agreement in place by the end of the year. So what is it that the Teamsters is looking for in terms of Amazon? They want them to recognize a union contract that includes higher wages, better benefits, safer working conditions. The employees, they had told Amazon that if, we can't get this done, employees are going to strike if their demands were not met by December 15th. Okay. So this has been, in the making, in the mix for a minute. According to reports, Amazon has repeatedly refused to recognize the Teamsters and said in a statement that they gave to USA Today last week that the strike is not a legitimate representation of its workers. And one of the little comments they said is, quote, "For more than a year now, the Teamsters have continued to intentionally mislead the public, claiming that they represent thousands of Amazon employees and drivers. They don't. And this is another attempt to push a false narrative." So strikes are going to be held at Amazon warehouses in New York City, Atlanta, Southern California, San Francisco, and over, not too far from us in Skokie, Illinois. Amazon workers without collective bargaining agreements also have the right to honor the picket line and withhold their labor, the Teamsters have said. So Amazon has said, yeah, okay, whatever. We are still going to get these packages out. You should have whatever you ordered that was supposed to be there by Christmas, before Christmas. But one of the things that they've also had to say, just on, the CYA aspect of it all. Quote, if your package is delayed during the holidays, you can blame, oh no, that's what the Teamster said. You can blame Amazon's insatiable greed. They've pushed workers to the limit and now they're paying the price. This strike is on them. But Amazon has said your packages will be delivered. Um, in terms of Starbucks employees, uh, they were seeking a base rate of $20 an hour for all of they call their employees, I guess, baristas. A base rate of $25.40 per hour for supervisors, a 5% annual raise, and cost of living adjustments. Um, Automatic 401k, retirement plan enrollment, 100% employer paid health care, accessible to part and full time employees, and 13 days of paid sick leave for all employees, among other demands. Uh, so Starbucks has said that, we're going to have some kind of deal in place before the end of the year. Um, Starbucks said right now we offer about $18 per hour with benefits like health care, free college tuition, paid family leave, and company stock grants. Workers United proposals call for an immediate increase in the minimum wage of hourly partners by 64%, 77% over the life of a 3-year contract. The management of Starbucks has said that is unsustainable, not sustainable at all. So we'll see where all this goes. But in terms of how the strike will affect, Starbucks business operations, they said that they've seen a disruption of a small handful of stores, but the overwhelming majority of our U.S. stores remain open, serving customers as normal. On Amazon's piece, we'll continue to see. So, first of all, there will be some people who were like shocked, like you can make $18 an hour at Starbucks. Uh, you can make $20 an hour. Like what? But the reality is this. Number one, I've said it before, I'll say it again. COVID-19 was the most mixed situation ever. What do I mean by that? Going into COVID, it was a fight for 15. There's still a fight for 15 in terms of federal minimum wage. But a lot of people that were working at these companies were making between $7.25 and maybe $10, maybe $11 an hour. People were not being compensated very well at all. When COVID happened, particularly people that were frontline workers, healthcare workers, daycare, childcare, people that had to stay in these stores to keep these stores open. The stores had to pay these people more money because these people were risking their lives by having public contact. I'm going to tell you, I remember just speaking to how important it is to have good people willing to just push the envelope in these legislative offices. I talked about it on the radio. I think I was on the radio then. I might have been doing this on Facebook. I can't remember. But I went into Walmart and this is, stuff is shut down. But the folks at Walmart still had to show up every day. They didn't have masks on. There were not any protocols, COVID safety protocols in place. There were individuals, trying to protect themselves and they just had a bandana on. Some people had nothing on. Some people had stuff that was intended to be like a muffler, like a scarf kind of muffler up over their face, to protect them. And I remember leaving Walmart and going home and calling Lena and talking to Lena about what I had saw and what we could do. Walmart has a lobbyist. And we reached out to the lobbyist who had just sent in this letter. The timing was perfect because she had just sent a letter saying, hey, with the new protocols for COVID, basically getting ready to start shutting stuff down, um, we're settling in at home. We'll be working from home, but we'll still be available, blah, 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 blah. And we got in touch with her. And we was like, well, we glad you can be at the safety of the house and work from home. But I got employees, many of whom are African American, in these Walmart stores that have no protection. They don't have face masks that are issued by the company. I don't see no hand sanitizer. We don't see no social distancing policies. Like, we went in. We went in. Next thing I know, we were getting information. We were going to the store and we saw masks. We saw social distancing markers. Depending on where you were, some people had, other types of protective things. There was messages playing over the overhead saying they were asking for social distancing. They were asking for this. You heard it on the parking lot before you even got into the store. But I remember that, at least in terms of some of these local Walmart stores, we started that conversation in the Senate office about, no, ma'am, I'm glad you're safe at the house. I need your workers to be safe too. Because these people going back to families in our community and potentially could make us sick. So that was, that was just amazing. But the other side of that, caller, I see you, I'll be right there. But the other side of that was that pay started going up because these people were making sure everybody else could stay safe at home. And people were worried about dying, quite frankly. And so I can't pay you $7.25 and $8 and ask you to come risk your life. It was easier just to go home and collect unemployment, and safer. And so, to entice people, cajole, I won't say coerce, but the same effect, to get people to stay, these hourly rates went up to 18, 15, 18, 20, 25. We saw people paying as much as $27 an hour. Like, it was crazy. And the thing that happened, though, is that companies got found out to be the liars that most everyday workers knew that they were. Not all, but many. You can afford to pay people more money. You absolutely can afford to pay these people more money. We see executive compensation packages where CEOs are making 1 million, 3 million, 5 million. Then you got a bonus on top of that, sometimes 8, 9 million. Stock options, this, and this. But we can't figure out a way to give these people an extra few dollars. COVID was a mixed blessing, if you will, for some people. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning.
Good morning, Debo. Good morning, man, Carvey. Good morning, Milwaukee. Tyrone W. speaking. Oh, boy, I'm recovering. I shoveled that stuff, man, and I ain't ached like that since my football playing days. Felt like I was on the field with Coach Beauchamp again, busting behind him. Like, man, boy, ain't ached like that in a while, but Merry Christmas.
What you ate? What you talking about?
I was out there shoveling. I shoveled because this alleyway, it's shaped like a J. It comes down by my place and then it goes down the middle of the block. So the alleyway is not even mine, but I shoveled it just to keep it open, though.
Got you.
So, but I mean, it wasn't, the bottom part was kind of wet and sticky, but the top part was powdery. But, after shoveling, and I've got a vacant house on the south side of me, so they don't do nothing. So I shoveled that. then the alleyway plus my own, plus my garbage receptacles and stuff, recyclables receptacles. I was like, man,
Tyrone, are you
boy.
concerned about your health? I mean, when you're out there trying to do that, you in tip top
Well, I
shape?
mean, I get exercise, but I mean, I don't get out there like just like when I was in my 20s and stuff like that. No, no. Um, I mean, but I don't mind the exercise. It's just that like I said, playing football, man, my lower back, where I took some of them hits, and my right leg and stuff. I was like, man, boy, it reminded me of them football playing days where you was getting hit pretty hard. Like, boy, whew. But
Look,
anyway.
Tyrone W, everybody is checking in like you need to be careful. You're doing too
Yeah.
much. Slow it
Well, yeah.
down. I'm just telling you.
Yeah. You got to pace yourself because, especially with that wet, heavy stuff, man, that stuff will wear you out. And like old girl was like, "Can you come shovel mine for me over here?" I was like, "Girl, look here, I'm aching right now." Boy, talking about man, boy. But anyway, but yeah, I know that you like your animated stuff, and I want to say this to you before I got to the um the Charlie Brown and Snoopy and Woodstock, the little yellow bird and all them celebrations. But I don't know if you remember Penny Proud though, and the
I
Proud
do.
family,
I do.
and
Of
maybe something Alice
course.
will enjoy. I think it was like the early to let's say like 2000 to about 2010. And I hadn't seen it since then because I mean, basically when Cosby and Different World went off, I haven't really been doing too much television, but I enjoyed the Proud Family, But if you can, it may be on cable or something there. I think that would be something that he would enjoy because even Grandma, she was biting down in some donuts and biscuits or something, and it was either hot or too much something, and it pops a boom, and her eyes turned to X's. I fell out the chair laughing. She
Yeah,
was
you
like,
can still catch it on the Disney Channel.
what kind of donuts is these, or what kind of biscuits is these?" But it was so funny. But yeah, but anyway, yeah, coming into January, we'll talk more about um, because I know this fella here, and I'll say this here on the way out, the Teamsters, the auto, like the Chrysler and GM, Obama bailed them out there, but see now, what have they done for the people as far as lowering the prices on those vehicles, and now that Elon Musk is coming in with the Tesla and everything here, that's going to be a strain on the market there. But this fella here across the from Goodwill on 91st Street, there used to be an auto place there. It's a laundromat now, and his name is Sean there. And I've been in there. I've met him. He said he knows Jeff Bezos personally.
Hmm.
And remember what I told you about money laundering. Not saying I don't know if that's what Jeff Bezos is doing, but a lot of them, they'll go to restaurants, i.e., Starbucks or whatever there, and money laundering gets done through gas stations, restaurants, and laundromats. But he says he knows Jeff Bezos personally, and it's not a vehicle place anymore where they used to fix cars and stuff, but it's a laundromat. And he be in there, and sometimes the ladies come in, they be short on change, and he'll get the washer going for them and give them a few quarters for dryers too. So he's getting it in all the way around.
Okay.
But we'll talk about it in January about the because you're talking Lee Iacocca and Hoffa and all of them that came up missing and stuff behind the mobsters and all that stuff there. So it'll
All
be a
right.
great way to kick off the new year.
Well, look.
Merry Christmas. We'll see you when you get back.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate the call. All right, y'all. Let me take a quick break. Michelle Bryant, say something real here. WNOV 860 AM 106.5 FM. It's December 23rd. put the last two toppers on the last two trees this morning. So Debo was like, yeah, you cut it close. So then we got to talk about, he said, what'd you say happened to your tree?
Dream, my granddaughter.
Her name is Dream.
Mm-hmm.
And so what did Dream do? Or what does
The
Dream
whole
do?
bottom of the tree is bare. She takes all the stuff. I almost said what I said to you. She takes all the ornaments and everything off the tree.
So how old is Dream?
She'll be 2 in March.
And so she already walking around.
Oh, she's
and she pulling ornaments off the tree.
She's hell. She's hell. But she's so
the lights hanging and stuff.
She's so cute, Michelle. When I get tired of her and I want her to leave my room, I'll say bye-bye. She go, bye-bye. And she turn and walk out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she walk out. Can't beat it.
I just, I forgot them days.
Yeah.
But yeah, we used to put the train around. So it would keep Derek, from looking up at the tree because he would be enamored with the train. But yeah, you're right, bro. I forgot all about having little ones in the house. Just not because one of my friends the other day, she was like, yeah, nah, I don't know if we put the tree up. I said, what you mean? She said, because we got a 4-year-old. That tree gonna hit the floor every time. I said, what? Like, trying to pull stuff off of it. And this other girl, she said we had to stop putting like candy canes on the tree because they wanted the candy canes. So they was pulling the tree down. I was dying laughing. I was like, oh, yeah, man, I had none of them stories. And for never. it's been a long time. So, all right. Well, I love Miss Dream getting it in, keeping y'all busy over there. I saw your wife on my way in this morning.
Mm-hmm.
She was looking extremely bouncy and jubilant, like, yeah, I'm feeling good.
Why? Because you dropping me off?
Well, no, that too. But she was like, hey.
What do you mean that too?
That too. That was another reason to be happy. But she was like, money and gift cards.
Yeah, we've got
no stress.
7 grown adult children,
right,
if you will, and I didn't really know what word to use there, and I don't want to say kids because they're not kids, but they are children. So we got 7, and they all grown. So that really cuts it down with grandkids. I just assume. I know how I was when my grandmother gave me something, just to be truthful about it. Usually I didn't like it. It was an old sweater or something that was ugly or something church related or something,
Really?
Yeah, I mean, grandparents don't know how to shop for their grandkids. I mean, you seem to do okay with Atlas, but he's at that age.
Oh, trust me, bro.
Yeah, but
my gift giving skills is cold.
Once I got to a certain age, just give me the money. So that's what we started doing. We just do gift cards or either money to whatever, if you want Roblox or whatever you want to do with it.
Oh my God,
that's you.
Yeah, that's the go-to. I just, number one, the hustle that is Roblox. The hustle. The fact that these people figured out how never to give you an actual physical game anymore, unless you got like Nintendo Switch or some else, but to give you a physical game, you just keep paying like a junkie, a dope fiend. I mean, it's like crack. And I just be looking at parents like, y'all feed this. And I just want to be able to ask some of these kids, and like, I'm being serious right now, and I'm about to make some kids mad and possibly some parents, but to be able to be like, so how much money have you ever added up how much you spend on Roblox over the course of a year? Because some of y'all have spent hundreds, if not 1,000 or 2, buying something that they can only play for a little while. Like, that trips me out. Me and my son have a problem with Roblox, because I'm like, Nintendo Switch or whatever these games was you used back in the day.
One-time investment.
Yeah, one-time investment. And they figured out a way to keep people hooked in like a dope dealer. I just can't do it. I'm just like, nah. Somebody says, I think it depends on how many grandkids there are. I have 8. I just give them money in a card. Yeah, 8 is a lot of grandkids. Jesus.
I didn't say that. I said I got 7 grown kids. I got 22 grandchildren.
That's right. I used to buy gifts, then come to find out the gifts wasn't something. Hang on, where is it? Oh, to your point, she said she used to buy gifts, then come to find out the gifts weren't worn or used.
They didn't like it.
Yeah. I see I got a caller. Let me check in, but yeah, that Roblox, man, that's the hustle of the year. I'm sorry, lifetime. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hey, good morning. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning.
No, Michelle.
Yes.
Like, have you actually read like the laws for paying income tax or taxes? Period.
Yeah. I know. I mean, I'm not like a tax accountant, but I'm pretty well versed. I do my
Okay.
own taxes. I do other people's. What's up?
Like regular people like you and
Uh-huh.
we don't supposed to be paying no taxes.
We're not
Title
supposed to be
20.
paying taxes?
Look at Title 26 and Title 27.
The views and
It says
opinions expressed on this show do
pay
not
up.
necessarily reflect that of the staff and management of this station.
Oh my God.
Had to put
Dude,
that.
let me finish what I'm saying, and then you can, I'm not a part of this institution. But yes, it doesn't. It says corporate and taxable income. That on it. Ain't no nothing about me working and doing a trade to pay taxes. It's in there.
But
It says
why?
corporate.
But what?
Corporate.
But let me just ask this question: Why would you think that we shouldn't? Or are you saying that you don't think we should
That's
pay
in the
taxes?
Constitution. I mean, look, on $7 an hour.
Oh,
Corporate people should be paying that. Come on now.
okay. Well, most people
$7
that
an
pay
hour.
that make $7 an hour at tax time, those people usually get a decent refund. In particular, if you got children.
A decent refund.
I'm just saying they don't really pay taxes because the refund that they get the following year, while it would be better to have your money up front than to get it all, in January or February, March when you file your taxes. But most of those people, they get, if you making like 725,
You
you're
can
usually
add that
getting
up.
canceled out. But I'm just gonna say I believe that everybody should have to pay something into the system if you're able to, because you utilize everything. You utilize
But you
public
paying
education.
100%.
Say
You paying
what?
100%. We paying 100%, and corporate paying 20%. Now tell me where that makes sense.
We don't pay 100%.
Oh my, you do pay. Okay.
We don't pay 100%.
100% of income taxes is 50% of your money, because you're paying the rest back into the system. How you using it to pay your rent, buy your food, everything getting taxed.
Okay.
Everything.
Okay. I'm just gonna say. I mean,
Okay.
I don't believe that, number one, companies, corporations pay their fair share. Don't believe that at all. I believe that there are way too many tax loopholes that have been created for them. And when you have, going back to the old example, Warren Buffett saying my secretary pays more in taxes than I do. But we put people in place like they just did with this most recent election, where you now have billionaires who are making these decisions and have never been impacted. But the average income tax rate in 2021 was just under 15% of people's income. So, we don't pay 100% in terms of taxes. We got to be careful about how we talk about those things.
When you say 100, when I say 100%, every bit of your money that you spend, you paying taxes on it. So
yes and no.
When you get your
like
check,
in Wisconsin, you don't pay taxes on most food. So you spend that money
on most food.
Yeah, I mean, like if you buying junk and stuff like that.
How much is taxes right now? 8%
in the state of Wisconsin.
In the state of Wisconsin and in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I think like close to 8.
And then,
by the time you add in everything else,
you go get you some gas. You paying 8%, but they don't. Your gas supposed to be just say your gas, the regular gas right now, regularly, just say it's a $2.50. The inner city gas, $3. So when you fill your tank up, say you got a 50-gallon tank, you fill your tank up, and you pay $45 to fill your tank up. You actually paying an extra $10 to fill your tank up in the inner city. And that's because they don't regulate these gas stations in the inner city.
Well, no. Because the motor vehicle fuel tax in Wisconsin is like about 31 cents a gallon.
31. Yes.
That's about the average rate. And I'm probably not the best person for this conversation, because I do let me just say, I believe that we all have a responsibility to pay. We all use these services. We all use the roads. We use the bridges. We use the public libraries. We all use this stuff. And so my portion should be proportionate to my income. But the idea that I would pay nothing is asinine to me, because I'm using it all.
Right. But listen, we do pay more than any other county, right?
Than any other who?
County.
Yeah. We do.
Why our roads ragglier than every other county? And they use just as much as we use ours.
But the reality is, when we talk about our roads, so first of all, like the state roads are fine. Like Capitol Drive is a state road. Fond du Lac is a state road. State roads are fine. When you start talking about the roads that are actually managed by the city of Milwaukee, that becomes a different story. And we can tie all of that into shared revenue, the amount of money that we have to spend on police pension, fire pension, how much money we can actually dedicate to those services. That's also impacted by the decisions that's made at the state level about what kind of money is returned to the city of Milwaukee for every dollar that we send. So it's right. So it's a lot that goes into this whole thing. In terms of why we don't see bang for buck, if I can just say it that way, on what we pay. But it's a lot tied into that. Absolutely. So I don't disagree that, number one, we're not getting our money's worth. I don't disagree that people should not be paying the high percentage of taxes that they do when you have moderate to low income, even middle to low income, because it's not, people are struggling. I get that part. And it's the wealthiest people in this country do not pay their fair share. We are backfilling for the richest people in this country. I 100% believe that. But one more thing. Yes, go ahead.
Go ahead. I want people to be careful. When it's gonna get cold. We ain't got through this winter yet. And on Center Street, what is that? I think that's Palmer. Between Palmer, is that Palmer? Right by that middle school, right on Center, East Center.
Okay.
At the bottom of that hill, I don't understand why they put a speed bump on the bottom of a hill, and snow and ice could cause you to have a serious accident. If you don't know about that, and I didn't know about that, oh my God, that I can't even say it.
They don't have signage over there letting you know it's a speed bump?
With snow over it, you can't tell what it is.
But they don't have signage posted in the area.
No sign. I ain't see nothing.
Okay, I'll ride through there and look and see if I at least see signage.
I just saw a car just go airborne, and I'm wondering why. Then when I get down there, I feel why. I felt it. Like, wow.
Okay. Let me ride over by the area and see what's going on, and reach out to whoever's over there if it's if it's something they need, the city, planners and stuff need to understand.
From 3rd Street going east, just go up Center Street.
Okay.
You will feel it. You will feel that thing.
Excuse me. Okay. I'll follow up on it. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I'm not going to tell you I don't understand the frustration. particularly when you're looking at your money just fly out the door. And it just seems like it's hard to come up. It's hard to make ends meet. I get it. I get it. And that's why I think it's just laughable that all of these people, who just elected Trump to office act like this dude understand the daily concerns of, and not only understands, but is really going to do something to impact the daily concerns of people, who don't have as much. Like, y'all was not his priority the first time he was in office. You're not his priority now. And then you got a fool like Elon Musk. This man could wipe his behind with money every day for the rest of his life and still never run out of money. Just think about that. That's what kind of bread this cat got. And you making decisions talking about, these cuts have to be made, these cuts have to be made, with no government experience whatsoever. Zero. Like, it's one thing to run a company. It's another thing to run government, to be responsible, for people having health care and road access and education being adequate. And like, it's a totally different ball game. And sometimes people think these are transferable skills. Not all this stuff is transferable skills. It's just not. Donald Trump indicated that, but he ran his own companies badly. You just benefit from folks letting you get away with murder. Speaking of getting away with murder, let me just take a second to say, again, further demonstrating how trifling that far too many Republicans can be in Congress. December 5th, Republicans voted to block a release of the Ethics Committee report on allegations against former GOP Representative Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz out of Florida. Remember, Donald Trump actually, like, oh my God, Jesus, had people not intervened, Donald Trump trying to elevate Matt Gaetz to one of the most important positions in the administration. And the Republicans on the committee who had seen what was in that report, or House Republicans across the board, not all of them, but way too many, they did not want this report to come out. The committee later secretly voted to release the report. Only because it was secret did this report finally a decision. There were Republicans that ultimately decided with Democrats that Matt Gaetz's mess needed to be known, because this man was being considered to be the United States Attorney General. Jesus. This is Donald Trump's judgment. For those people that want to Trump train it and, Trump, and you need to be with Trump. This is his judgment, Jesus. A woman who had said she had sex with then Representative Matt Gaetz had told the House Ethics Committee she had 2 sexual encounters with him at one party in 2017. The woman, who was 17 years old at the time, testified the second sexual encounter included another adult woman. She testified to both sexual encounters in a civil deposition as a part of a related lawsuit. So they have made the decision to finally release this report. The House Ethics Committee report on Matt Gaetz is expected to be released today. Today. The report concludes a years-long probe into allegations against Gaetz that include sexual misconduct, using illicit drugs, sharing inappropriate images or videos on the House floor. You at work, showing your colleagues porn. Somebody else know about that, but I ain't gonna call no names. Misused state identification records, converted campaign funds to personal use, and or accepted a bribe, improper gratuities, or impermissible gifts. Do you understand? Do you understand the stuff that I'm saying to you? So Trump gets elected in November. He knows that this ethics committee has been looking into Matt Gaetz. He knows it. There's no way you don't know it. And some of these silly people around him who are advising him, if he listens to anybody, they could tell him, hey, bruh, you might want to slow your roll on your boy, because we can call some of the Republicans on the committee who could tell us whether or not, yay, nay, we should move forward with this cat. Trump don't listen to nobody. He dumb. The way he has run his businesses, just dumb. That's why he had 6 bankruptcies. Can't borrow money in the United States of America, because this dude really is not competent. But white boy magic, you just keep to stay in office and be successful, running your little company. But that's all it is. It's white boy magic, because you dumb otherwise. So he does not listen when I'm sure people tell him, don't move Matt Gaetz' name forward. The ethics report, while Matt Gaetz has denied it, claims that people made it up, it's a witch hunt, he would not go sit before the committee. So you want to be the attorney general, at this point, when Trump was considering him before he withdrew his name from consideration. But if I ain't did nothing, I'll come holler. I will come sit down and you can ask me whatever you want to. I got an answer for you. If I've done nothing. He refused to go meet with the committee. He gave written answers to some of their questions, not all. So this report that they have come up with, some of the findings: allegations of sex and drug-fueled parties and travel, a 2018 trip to the Bahamas where witnesses said he took ecstasy and had sex with 4 women. The man who was being considered by dumb Donald Trump to be the U.S. Attorney of the United States of America, the Attorney General, the highest ranking law enforcement officer in the nation, was said to have sex and drug-fueled parties. People, eyewitnesses, said on a 2018 trip to the Bahamas, they witnessed this man take ecstasy and have sex with 4 women. The report goes on to further say, from 2017 to 2020, he made tens of thousands of dollars in payments to women that the committee determined were likely in connection with sexual activity and or drug use. Those payments total more than $90,000 to 12 different women. Dumb Donald Trump thought Matt Gaetz should be the highest ranking law enforcement officer of the nation. Birds of a feather. The committee said it received the testimony that I mentioned a minute ago, that Gaetz had sex twice with a 17-year-old child who had just completed her junior year of high school. This girl was given $400 in cash from Representative Gaetz that evening that he had sex with her, which she understood was a payment for such sex. Dumb Donald Trump wanted to make Matt Gaetz the highest ranking law enforcement officer of the United States of America. The 17-year-old said she did not inform Gaetz that she was under 18 at the time, nor did he ask her age. But this child was a junior in high school. In his written responses to the committee, he denied having sex with the minor. DOJ had previously investigated him for violating sex trafficking laws, but didn't bring any charges. Why? If a committee found out you did this stuff, why didn't the Department of Justice? I'm just saying. The committee said it did not find sufficient evidence Gaetz violated federal sex trafficking statute because although he transported women across state lines for the purpose of sex, those women were all over 18 at the time. The report noted that while all women who testified said they had sexual encounters with Gates that were consensual, one woman told the committee the use of drugs at the parties and events they attended may have impaired their ability to really know what was going on or fully consent. So, yeah, I came to the party, but, you know, cash dropping ecstasy, I may be using it. I may not know that I've been giving it. So, yeah, I came to the party, but can I fully say that I meant to have sex with Max Gay? I don't know. The woman said, when I look back on certain moments, I do feel violated. Let me take a break and come back because for the people who think that supported Donald Trump and Republicans in this election cycle, that we get ready to be on some great 4-year run, if this is any indication that y'all dumb president thought that it was a good idea to make Matt Gaetz the AG, I got 2 bridges I want to sell y'all. I'll be right back.
The holidays, and holiday trips, and holiday toys, and holiday bonding. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Find your red tag. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $3,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevrolet, together.
The passing of a loved one is emotional enough without adding the stress of funeral arrangements. By pre-planning, you receive the desires of your heart while taking away the burden from your family. It also saves you money, providing the dignity and respect your memory deserves. And there are times when life ends unexpectedly. Please know that the New Pitts Mortuary is here to lend a helping, caring hand anytime, day or night. We are
All right, family, welcome back to the show. So I just had to take a moment to talk about the fact that this report from the House Ethics Committee on Matt Gaetz is set to be released. Aspects of the report are already known. There was an effort by Republicans initially to prevent this information from coming out. And I'm just trying to figure out like what self-respecting people don't believe that taxpayers who were paying the salary of this individual a lot of times while this stuff was going on, because he served in the House of Representatives 2 terms. So he was in there for 8 years. Why why did you think that taxpayers should know this? He should never be able to serve in a role that the public dollar is used to pay his salary ever again. The report and call oh, okay. The report found substantial evidence that Gates engaged in rampant illicit drug use. The committee said it obtained text messages he sent where he referred to drugs as, quote, party favors, rolls, or vitamins. It also said he created a fake email from his Capitol Hill office, Jesus, for the purpose of purchasing weed. They say marijuana. From his Capitol Hill office, he created a fake email so that he could do weed purchases. The report noted that Gates denied it, blah, blah, blah. But do you know there's nothing I did in the state capitol on our email system that could not be traced, found, retrieved? You do understand that. That's at the state level. I already know what's happening at the federal level. The number of luxury travel and gifts that he received in excess of the permissible limits. He arranged for his chief of staff to assist a woman with whom he had engaged in sexual activity in obtaining a passport, falsely indicating to the State Department that she was one of his constituents. She was not. She was not. It's somebody this dude was in the sheets with. And you using your office to give personal favors. There are 10 members of the House Ethics Committee. It's equally divided between Republicans and Democrats. So if a majority of people if they were able, a majority. If they were able to get more committee members to agree with releasing the report than not to release it, that meant that there were some Republicans who voted with the Democrats. But most likely only because that vote was in secret. Had you had to stand 10 toes down and just be a man or a woman about it with your face exposed for the nation to see, more importantly, Donald Trump to see, those Republicans probably would not have voted for this report to be released. You trying to tell me from the federal building that is the U.S. Capitol, this man was sitting there while he's supposed to be working, making 160, 70, I don't know how much they make, 60, 70, $80,000 a year, that you had time to sit up and create a fake email address to be able to buy weed from your weed guy or your weed source. Caller, I see you. I'll be there in a sec. Seriously? You didn't think the taxpayers should know that? And just because this idea that somebody leaves town, you no longer have a responsibility to inform taxpayers? I want to know what you was doing while I was paying you. I still got a right to know that. And you didn't catch me while I was working there doing my dirt, so you don't have a right to know. Oh no, the hell you say? Yes, we do have a right to know. And the fact that these moral, I said it wrong. these fake moral high ground, family values. We care about blah, 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 blah. Just BS. Just BS. Nobody with morals of a certain particular nature can G4 you creating an email at work at a federal building to be able to buy drugs. We got people sitting in jail right now for weed. Weed. That was the crime. Weed. Now we got white boy magic selling weed in dispensaries all over the nation. It's a few brothers, but mostly white boys. Weed. And, we run to the dispensary and buy from them, not appreciating that we got brothers sitting in and sisters sitting in jail right now for doing the exact same thing. Go ahead, Carvey. What you say?
And I was just saying, it's like everything we make, they find a way to charge us for it. Not even saying that we made that, but like I was having a conversation with Jermaine, and he was just telling me like most of the stuff that we make, like the light bulb or like air conditioning and stuff like that, they charge us for stuff like that.
I mean, people have certainly figured out a way to commodify many of the day-to-day things that people invented and created, particularly people of color.
Yeah.
That, when you're the ones, what they say, necessity is the mother of invention.
Yeah.
So if you're the one that got to do all this backbreaking work, you're going to figure out things to make the job easier for you. And other people watch what you do, sit back in the cut. Just like when I talk about Uncle Nearest, that was a brother that was behind Jack Daniels. That was the master distillery. I'll take his recipe. Y'all family become big ballers and just completely ball out and be wealthy. But it was a brother behind that. So we can do this in so many arenas. And the frustration about we could do the exact same thing and have a very different outcome. And usually it's a negative one for us. How is it that Republicans on the committee did not think this report should be made public? How? And then you get all of them, the little parade of them that come through here, and first thing out their mouth they want to holler about is their values and their morals. But I ain't going to hear none of them call their people out for not wanting to release this report. But that's the first thing they trot out, like it's a badge of honor. My values and my values and my morals and my Lord Jesus Christ. Ain't seen Jesus in 100 years. If he sat down, or she, as Keith like to say, sat down right next to you, they wouldn't even know you, because ain't nothing about you holy, right, or moral. Somebody tell you this man that had sex twice in one night with a 17-year-old child who's a junior in high school, pay her $400. She says that's what he did. But we're going to figure out a way to cover it up for him. And some Republicans told Donald Trump behind the scenes, don't mess with this cat. Like, this ain't the nominee you want for Attorney General. But Mr. Grimy, who can't control his own pants, decided, oh yeah, that worked for me. Because, dirt like dirt. People who do dirt like to keep company with other folks, because then you don't have to feel bad about your dirt. So you can't hang out with the folks that's morally righteous and upstanding, because then you the only one that's raggedy. So raggedy people like other raggedy people around them. And if you're not raggedy, they'll try and break you down and make you raggedy. Because misery loves company. Trifling loves company. So you look at all these different men that Donald Trump are putting around them, all of them cheat on their wives. All of them had multiple affairs. All of them is raggedy. Misery loves company. Just gotta say that. Just gotta say that. A couple other things I want to get to this morning, but that one right there made my head hurt. Somebody asked me while I'm sitting here, and I see it. Did you watch the new Tyler Perry movie on Netflix, The 688? Watched it twice. We'll probably watch it a third time. If you remember, we have had a couple of conversations about the movie. When Claiborne Benson was in from the Wisconsin Black Historical Society most recently, he and I talked about it. They did a viewing over at the Wisconsin Black Historical Society last Friday on the 20th. And when Kerry Washington was in town, we had arranged for her to meet Miss Anna Mae Robinson, who is one of the only surviving, I think she's one of two surviving members of this all Black female regiment of soldiers who were in the United States Army that did this heroic task of getting 17 million pieces of undelivered mail to military soldiers who had not had communication with their families for over 3 years. And Kerry Washington, who stars as and I want to make sure I got the sister's name correctly. Chastity Adams. I think is it Chastity Adams? Real quick, hang on one sec. Major Chastity Adams. Kerry Washington does a great job. She does a great job in playing this movie. One thing that I will say about it real quick. Hang on, I just want to make sure. So, and it's not Chastity, it's Charity. Are they saying it wrong? Let me see. It's Charity Adams. Okay, I said Chastity. Another Dr. Chastity came up. Charity Adams. Charity, hey, can we close that door? Duh. Can you pull that door for me, please? Thank you. But Charity Adams, I'm so mad I said her name incorrectly. Who commanded this regiment of soldiers? She was a soldier, community activist, Lieutenant Colonel Charity E. Adams. Early, she served as the highest ranking Black woman officer during World War II. And the work that was done by her and this group of women, nothing short of miraculous. She attended Wilberforce College, which is now Wilberforce University, HBCU in Ohio, majoring in math, Latin, and physics. She graduated in 1938, went on to teach for a few years, and then she went to go take summer classes at The Ohio State University and got her another degree, her master's degrees. But she was supervising the Women's Army Corps Black Division. And the story, when you're sitting there, and I'm trying to look and see, because I understood it that she was a member of Delta Sigma Theta too. And I'm looking for that. But that's what I also had saw. Yep. Charity Adams was initiated into the Beta chapter. Beta, that's number 2. The Beta chapter of Delta Sigma Theta sorority while attending Wilberforce. So for Saras who either saw the movie or have not saw the movie, but hopefully you're planning to, definitely we want to support. Charity Edna Adams was a member of Delta Sigma Theta. She pledged the Beta chapter. Beta chapter. I absolutely love it. While she was attending Wilberforce. But the story as told in the movie, if all of these elements are correct, the difference one person can make, speaking up can make, what, that old phrase, when opportunity knocks, you want to be ready. And uh, Charity Adams trained the women that came through her leadership like none other. These sisters were phenomenal. And there is old footage of them towards the end of the movie where you actually get to see the real women. But when I say the remarks that she gave, um, not just to this colonel that was trying to sabotage, he was racist, didn't want to see these women be successful, but she had this line in the movie. I don't know, if she actually said this, it was just attributed to her or what, but she just said, can we just, for once, just get a level playing field? Just for once. We ain't asking for no more, no less. Just a level playing field. And she goes on to tell the colonel, about the fact that as Negroes, we got a whole different set of barriers before everything else that comes our way, just for the fact that we Black, just for the fact of the color of our skin. And she talked about people pretending to befriend them, the Black female soldiers, only to ask them at night, these was white freak men in the military, if they had tails underneath their skirts, like literal animal tails. And they trying to have sex with them to figure it out. How the colonel set them up to entertain Black soldiers, hoping that they could come back and talk about that people were promiscuous and having sex everywhere, and just no morals, no values. Like, the whole thing was so crazy. But that there was a Mary McLeod Bethune in the room to be able to say to the racist colonel, when he said, we even had, the women try it. And she said, no, you had the white women try it. You didn't give the Black women a chance. And he was like, oh, are there Black women in the military? Mary, she looked like she wanted to smack the brakes off this cat. Oprah Winfrey plays her. She looked like she wanted to smack the brakes off this dude. And he literally sent them in the worst way. Like, you got to see how he transports them to Europe. But one of the things I think that got me, like, the most, and this story is just out here, so for people like, Michelle, you ruining it, watch the movie. But the thing that got me the most was, there's a scene in which the male truck drivers, there's two of the Black soldiers are driving a mail truck, and they got a couple of sisters in the back. They go pick up this mail from airplane hangars and bring it to the place where they're processing it. They roll over a military explosive. They are killed. Some of them make it off, but the two inside the vehicle for sure, they're killed. And the colonel, in his racism, has enough power to deny a burial for these two African American soldiers. His rationale to cover up his bigotry was they were improperly trained. So they put themselves in harm's way. So no, the United States government will not pay for 2 black female soldiers to be properly buried. So these sisters had to pass the hat to come up with the money to bury these 2 black female soldiers. Like that level of repulsiveness. If you have not seen the 6888, I not only encourage you, but I implore you to get your Netflix account, make sure that you can see it. I appreciate Claiborne Benson for having made it available to the community, on Friday, because everybody doesn't have Netflix. But most of y'all, if you don't have it, your grandkids have it, your kids have it, somebody has Netflix around you. Ask them to bring that movie up so that you can see it. When I tell you, in between the frustration and the anger, the immense amount of pride I will tell him the immense amount of pride that I had watching that movie. I mean, I was yelling like I was yelling at a Super Bowl game, because when I say these sisters was bosses, and that it took all of them with different skill sets to be able to figure out strategically how to process 17 million pieces of mail. When I say it was phenomenal, please make that a part of your holiday activities. Let me say this real quick. I got a text message. It was for Keith. It says, tell Keith to stop mean mugging us in the silver SUV. We are out here waiting for you to get off the air to give you your cake.
Oh, Michelle, let me tell you, we had
security and everything.
Yeah, security. We watching it because it started out on this side of the street.
Uh-huh.
Then they flipped around and got on the other side of the street.
So we thought,
we watching. We don't miss nothing around here. We on 20th and Capitol, player. They sitting out there in the Benz truck, parked on the corner. Then they dip around and get on the other side.
How you know they was waiting for me, though?
We didn't know.
It's always your fault.
Is it always my fault?
But Keith did say maybe they're waiting for Michelle to come out so they gonna jump on her. Them was his exact words.
That's what they gonna do. They gonna jump on me. Oh my God, you so ridiculous. All right, family. Look, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow, but it's December 23rd. It's December 23rd. It's December 23rd. And
so
I'm about to go get on the grind.
He says so.
What?
Say what you said.
What?
Yeah, I know
you coming in here with that?
I know you're not intimidated.
No, I'm quoting Keon. So
while Keon may have said so, Keon fed the community. Keon made sure folks had what they needed.
They ain't got nothing to do with when he said so. Ain't no passes.
I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my day.
I hope you hang around a few minutes because I'm here to get you upset. So.
Oh, okay. Well, let me go outside and get my cake, and then I'll be right back.
I thought it was my cake.
Why did you think that? You thought they were here to beat me up.
We're going out there and get your cake. If you don't come back up in
don't ask for none when I come back.
Man, we was all in the window and everything.
Miss Wilson make the best cakes in town, baby. Don't ask.
We got some cake. We got some cake.
And guess what? And it's fresh.
They get you up to the cock.
You know what?
That might have been a shot at you, Carvey. I mean, that sounds like Keith came for you then.
And you jump right on me.
We got cake. No comment, Carvey?
Bye, y'all. Carvey, don't.
I'm gonna let you win.
What do you mean? It was Keith. Jeez.
What'd you say, Carvey? Let him win. He old. Let him have his moment. This is all life got for him. Let him have his moment.
Whatsoever.
Did she just shoot old?
She did. It's like she ain't old as me.
Don't worry, we've got.
Go ahead. Finish what you were saying. We can start that commercial over.
I'm just saying.
Say, you still
Christmas candy.
I do. I have some in my bag.
Some Christmas candy.
I do.
Michelle is the one.
I've got candy canes.
And I saw that white van out there, so.
I'm
Carvey driving the white van.
I'm ending alive.
Carvey driving the white van.